It's time for the Steve and Kyle podcast with Kyle.
Man, those second shifters going home from work
on
the Big Island, tuning into me.
Yeah, mahalo. Mahalo, bruh.
Aloha.
Heading to the Rip Curl at the big beach.
Shake a board and rip water, man.
Hang 10.
Gnarly.
And Steve.
I'm going to go off script here a bit.
Sure. Again, this started with me asking you how your wife's pregnancy is going.
Yeah, whatever. Everything's fine. Have you ever played knock hockey?
Now, here they are, two guys who are living in style, Steve and Kyle.
Boy, the knock hockey post really, it created some buzz.
Yeah, I mean, there were
upwards of 2 people that had heard of it.
There were a lot of other poor people who, if I remember right, and let me try to pull it up quick. I believe somebody took a picture of it under their bed.
Yeah, and it was the exact one. And yeah, somebody posted that. My childhood friend Tracy posted saying it was basically the the official sport of the Cinnaminson School District. My brother chimed in saying that was we would go to like a Parks and Rec program over the summer when we were kids sometimes, and that was a staple of Parks and Rec.
Man,
the thing I remember most about the Parks and Rec program when I was a kid was 1, playing knock hockey. Mm-hmm. 2, they had like a tennis court, and there was an old man there that would teach you how to play tennis.
Oh, just like in his free time?
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming he got paid by the Parks program, and all we would do is, because the tennis court it had like the chain link fence all around it, and all we would do is one person would serve the ball, and then the other person would swing that tennis racket like a freaking baseball bat and just aim over the fence, and it would hit into the middle of Branch Pike, which is the road that was that was adjacent to.
Of course, because the Cinnaminson
the tennis
Parks
court.
and Rec tennis court would be near like a major 4-lane road.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. So we would hit them over and attempt to hit cars as they drove by, and then the man who was the coach would just yell, "Don't hit the ball!"
That goes hand in hand with, if you're ever at a driving range, what's the one thing you try to do?
Hit anything possible.
Anything. Bonus.
Anything.
Bonus is if the cart is out collecting golf balls.
Oh my God, yeah. I mean, I don't have nearly the skill that I would need to do that, but man, it does not stop me from trying.
You're still aiming. Like somehow you're using that club that you're then swinging in an arc over your head and back down against a tiny circular ball. In your mind, you're willing it towards
it's going to hit
the side of that golf ball machine, pickup machine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Andrew Schuff said he still had one under his bonus room couch.
Where does Andrew live? Does he live local? Maybe?
It doesn't look like it.
I think maybe he'd be willing to part with it.
Be willing to ask, it looks like near Nashville, Steve. Be willing to ask Andrew.
It's about a 9-hour drive. You think it's worth it? Yeah? Silence. Your silence means yes.
I mean, again, I wasn't exactly giving rave reviews of knock hockey a week ago based on its appearance.
I think if you played it,
I think if I played it, I would have hand cramps.
I know,
and then I'm going to realize that I keep chafing my fingers against the wooden boards. And then you realize that you're 2 adults and you're sitting on your knees or whatever, even if it's on the table, and it's so small compared to when you were a kid.
I feel like you'd like it.
Maybe you should buy one. You want to?
The only way to find out if you're going to like it is by bringing the knock hockey table in here.
That's right. It was on the poll last week that if Steve was making a knock hockey table this week, would he be single by the weekend?
Well, I'm not single.
I also don't see a knock hockey table.
No, I did not make a knock hockey table, but man, I almost ordered that one because what was it like? I think we saw it on Amazon for $70.
Oh, I didn't. I don't know. Did we look? We may have. We talked about so much idiocy that I may have forgotten. Because again, I am not in favor of putting that in here. I don't want it anywhere near us. Tabletop for $19.99. There's one for $39.99.
Oh boy. I wonder if this is regulation size.
I mean, boy, you want to go to the...
Look, I don't want to teach you, like, non-official methods.
Sure. It'd be embarrassing, obviously. You don't... Maybe you should go to the Knock Hockey website and make sure everything's up to regulation.
All right, well, this one measures 24 inches wide.
That's just so
by
small.
36 inches long. That would be perfect. It's 2 feet wide. It's 3 feet long. We put it right here on the table. We do the bah. Okay. It's official. We might get one of these.
Of the items that arrive at your doorstep from Amazon or other sources, would there be one that would make Annette's eyes roll more than a knock hockey table once you told her?
Look,
because
you know what I'd have to tell
parts,
her,
right?
Be like, look, I'm Big Papa Benjamin. As long as
that's Big Bacon Steve you're talking to.
As long as I'm making the big bucks,
the big bacon, if
the
you
big
will.
bacon, I will spend it on whatever garbage I want. Our children's college fund? No. Knock hockey. I'll probably play this once.
I can't imagine the joy I'll get from this for upwards of 3 minutes before I then decide I never want to touch it again.
Yeah. Oh, I like this one that's painted. It's actually painted to look like... yeah, look at that. It looks just like an actual hockey rink. It's got blue lines, red lines. The ice is white. Doesn't have the goalie, though. I don't like that.
If you're kind of wondering why... or how Big Bacon Steve and Papa Benjamin's just got brought back up. We are... yeah. I am on it this year, Steve.
I know.
I am on top of it. Last year I was caught so off guard with pull badness that snuck up on us out of nowhere because who could predict...
Is that what we called it? We called it pull badness?
Yeah. Who could predict March coming on the calendar?
Boy.
Let alone the third week in March. That only comes, quite literally, one time a year.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, maybe twice.
So this year I decided I'm going to get a jump on it, and I have begun preparations for Pull Badness 2022.
Yeah.
Year 2 of our reinvigorated former Throat Goblin tournament, former March Sadness tournament, where we utilized the sounds from Steve's throat and belly.
We had the Throaty 2.
The Throaty 2. Again, the fact that I once cared enough to sit there and pull 30... did we do 64?
I think we did 64 the first year, and then we pared it down to 32 the second year, because I'm pretty confident that our March Madness style tournament lasted into June.
Yeah, no, I last year's was, I think, 6 weeks. We're trying to pare it down. So this year, Pull Badness year 2, a little bit revamped. We're going to try to do it a little bit different way to where it will be an actual poll that you'll click on instead of having to comment.
Yeah.
So here's what I'm begging you. Because the last time we did something like this, it honestly killed our enthusiasm to do it ever again.
Right.
Because we set up a website that I honestly, in hindsight, was easier. It was easier. It was one click to get you to a page of polls.
Yeah, and then you just
pick each one.
Yeah. Vote here. Vote here. Vote here. You knock out 15 of them in a matter of seconds. But it killed it.
It killed it because people did not...
That one extra click.
It was unacceptable. People wouldn't do it, Steve. To the point where we decided, I'm not doing this again.
No.
The level of work
that ruined it. So
going
basically,
into pulling every one of those sounds, and I would pull all of those throat sounds in context.
Yeah.
Out of context. And boosted so you could really hear the gurgle.
Yeah.
I would do that every single time we would hear one. And then we came up, Steve, with 32 school names related to throat noises.
Yeah.
We had the Cardia Center of Medicine. We had the Windpipe Wartime Military School. Acid Reflux Correspondence School.
Oh, Acid Reflux Correspondence School. I think that weren't they a champion one year?
I don't remember. Epiglottis Trade School, Soft Palate Performing Arts University. We put so much effort into this, is what I'm saying. And it was so...
was it worth it? No.
Good God. It was so disheartening to see the lack of engagement on that. And we're not guys who are begging for clicks ever.
No.
We try to post stuff because we think it'll be funny and related to this podcast. Mm-hmm. But seeing the dismal number and level of care of people who thought one extra click... not worth it for this hour-long podcast I do every week.
Too many.
So we're going to bring back a form of that to where you will have to click a link and click yes or click one of the two polls.
It'll be very simple. We'll post on social about it.
I'm begging you people. Because I don't want this to die.
And we're going to set it up so you can vote as many times as you want. So, super fans, Timmy, I'm looking in your direction. Mm-hmm. If you could just click on it like 400 or 500 times.
Just juice it for us. And
greatly appreciate it.
Because I really, reading back through these polls that I've pulled that I think are worthy of the top 32, we could still call it the 32 maybe as an homage.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just it's moved on into a different chapter, different iteration.
It fills me with joy reading these. And if this year kills it again, while it will in fact save me some time next year.
kind of a win-win, right?
But this is fun. I like seeing it. I like, we get to talk about it every week, and we get to see people laughing and reminiscing about what the hell were we talking about at that point. So, just as a reminder, in a few weeks we'll be kicking that off. Probably, I think in 2 weeks.
Yeah, you won't be able to avoid it. It'll be all over our social media.
Yep, we'll have links and images on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Steve and Kyle.
Just looking back, just you reading back over some of them before we started recording brings back so many memories, but also so much more confusion.
Right. There was a few that I believe I told you could pay me. I wouldn't
gun to your head.
No chance I would be able to tell you what that came from and why. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Steve, I noticed something on the drive up I wanted to ask you about.
Oh, what do you got?
I gave you an ounce of shame, I would call it last week when I left here, right?
Yeah, I can't imagine that you would do anything more than just a nice little nod or a nice little nudge in the right direction.
Last week, the waning days of February, we had a nice snow melt as I was pulling out of here. And I noticed those warm, white Christmas lights.
C7 or C9?
You went C7.
C7.
Still firmly attached to the roof line of your home. And I had told you weeks ago, I think that's fine.
I just wasn't turning them on.
Yeah, which is totally fine just because roof line's different. Like your roof line. You weren't just doing the front.
Right, yeah. I was
doing the top.
Yeah, I was doing all the way across the peak, up the sides.
I noticed.
Yeah.
Those are no longer here.
They are done. They are down. I took them down. I believe I texted you on, I don't know, one day, maybe Tuesday, earlier in the week. I said, glad I'm not one of those scumbags who still has his Christmas lights up on March 3rd or something, because it was March 2nd. And I texted you, I sent you a picture of the big,
the
big
tub.
Plastic bin that had all of the lights in it. Yeah, they finally came down. It took, seriously, 15 minutes.
Unbelievable. You just...
Yeah, just basically walk along the whole perimeter, pull them. The hardest part was, like I had my little wire snippers with me so I could snip the, like there were a few, maybe 5 or 6 spots where I had like zip ties on there to keep the spacing right, snip them off, curled them all up, dropped them off the roof, and into the plastic bin they went, down into the basement, never to be taken out again.
That's right, because it's not May yet, so we're not going to talk about Christmas lights very much.
No, of course not. Not until...
Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, Cinco de Mayo. Yeah,
which, as we talked about, is the third best time to talk and buy Christmas decorations.
I'd be lying to you if I said that I hadn't already looked up the one thing that I definitely need.
I'm so glad you brought it up because I've been looking at Christmas lights recently.
Have you?
Yeah.
Nice.
I want, on the way to my parents' house, there is a house who did their back fence, so facing the main road. Chain link, so of beautiful, beautiful red, white. Okay? So not just red, not just white. And I can't find a normal priced strand of red and white. I'll even take the garbage mini bulbs. I don't want to, but I can't find a C7, even a C5 of these red and white anywhere. But again, we'll get to that on Cinco de Mayo, the third best time to buy your Christmas decor.
Yeah.
I did put on the poll, did my ounce of shaming make you finally take down your Christmas lights? What I texted you last Sunday on the way out of here was, boy, oh boy, that snow melting really makes those Christmas lights pop.
So, yeah, the lights came down. And, of course, now all the snow is melted. Yeah. And I also realized, boy, I never did get to that one final leaf cleanup in the fall. Because for the first time since before Christmas, we do not have snow on the ground now. And I look outside, and it's just a sea of brown. It looks awful.
Spring is the worst.
Spring, early spring is real bad. Because everything is just wet and brown and mushy.
Yeah, and that's the problem, is everybody's so looking forward to the idea that, oh my gosh, it's finally here.
Yeah.
And
coming out of the winter season.
But then you realize, you step outside, and warm is relative, right? It's 45.
Yeah.
It's
yesterday was like 65, I think.
A mirage on the horizon.
Yeah.
As we approach 24 hours from now, where it'll be 2 inches of snow back on the ground.
Probably.
And a week from now, where it will be 25 as a high again.
Nice. Can't wait. But hey, it's coming.
It's just the worst.
It's coming.
But it always brings those things up. And for you here, for years, wasn't it usually you'd find stuff that, Toby had dug up from either your forest or under your old deck?
There was the exercise bike.
Yep.
The one time.
And I know he didn't, but in my mind, Toby was dragging a full-size exercise bike.
No.
2 front paws dug into the dirt, and pulling backwards.
No, we did. We found an exercise bike. We found probably half of the old deck out in the back of the yard. All sorts of crap. That tarp, the biggest tarp known to man.
That's right.
Which I was convinced I was going to unroll and there was going to be a body or like the old family dog curled up in it. We've given away a lot of junk here. We've thrown away a lot of junk from the previous owners.
It's come to my attention that, I've given you a lot of grief over the years for being the cul-de-sac trash.
Yeah.
For your days and hours where you have wreck in the driveway, strapping up vinyl fencing.
Yeah, to his town car.
You wearing your Crocs and federal boob inspector sweatshirt to put up an antenna on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Jeep parts strewn about. I've come to the realization, though, it was the previous owners that were the total garbage people.
I've been telling you that all along. You just haven't been listening.
The first thing you encountered here from them was a garbage bag of their kids' coloring projects, right?
Their school projects up in the
attic.
In the attic, like the crawl space or attic or whatever it is above the garage. I had gone up there because I needed to. I forget why I was up. I needed to like fix the light that was in the garage, so I had to go up in the crawl space. Yeah, and there's just these garbage bags, like those thick, the contractor bags, like the really, really thick garbage bags. There were probably 4 or 5 of them standing, like they were so packed that they were just standing straight up, 3.5 feet tall, and were heavy as hell. So when I found them up there, I was like, oh God, what is this? Look through, and it's all like, my first kindergarten drawing, and then book reports, and this and that and that. So this was maybe a week after we had moved into the house. So I had the previous owner's phone number. Because
you took it a step further than I think most people would.
Yeah, because I remember when we were at closing, we didn't get the keys right at closing. We had given them an extra week to get all of their stuff out.
Very kind of you.
Very kind. Never will I do that again. So we had exchanged numbers. So like a week later, she sent me a text and said, hey, I'm leaving the key here, or we're all out and house is all yours. Good luck. So I still had her number. So there were a few times in that first 3 or 4 weeks that I found some stuff in the house and I thought, I bet they would still want this. Texted her one time. I forget what it was, but she said, oh, that would be great. I left it on the porch. She came and picked it up. But yeah, I texted her saying, hey, I found like 3 or 4 garbage bags of book reports and old school projects. Found them up in the attic. Do you want them? Silence. And I gave her about 2 days to reply. She never did. And I'm assuming she saw it and felt guilty if she would have replied no. So instead, she probably did I didn't see that text.
Yeah.
And then I just, whoop.
That's been...
Right in the garbage.
4.5 years?
We've been here almost 5 years.
Do you think at any point since then, she's had maybe not a falling out, but maybe one of their kids is just old enough to where they're like, hey, Mom, let's reminisce.
I would love that book report.
Yeah, let's talk. Hey, I was just talking with my, girlfriend, teenage, and I was joking with her about my 2nd grade report card and how I got a minus sign in art because I'm a terrible art kid, right? And she goes, oh, honey, I'm so sorry.
Ooh.
I ignored the new owner of our old home, so he probably threw those away.
Right.
I hope there's some family strife regarding this garbage bag of child mementos being discarded.
Yeah, maybe, I guess.
By the way, it is the oddest thing on the planet that you pay for a house, you do all the paperwork, you sign for it, you leave the building and you say, thanks, I'll see you in a week.
It is.
That's the weirdest thing on the planet to me.
Well, it makes you extra nervous, too, because what if the house burns down in that week? Like, is it my responsibility? Right. Is it their homeowners that covers it? What happens?
What do I do?
What if someone gets murdered there? Yeah. Like, I'm the owner of the house.
Right.
But I don't even live there. Our friends just bought a house maybe 2 months ago or so.
Yeah. Yeah, but from... out of state.
Yeah,
correct?
They moved here from out of state. They
Insanely
were staying with family for the last 4 months, and the housing market's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
It goes on the market, and an hour later, they have 25 sight unseen offers
for $10,000 over the asking price in cash.
So they finally found a house, and they had to wait, I think, 5 weeks after they closed on the house. 5 weeks before they got the keys.
That's
because the old couple that lived there hadn't even started looking for a new house
which
yet.
Is just insanity to me to think that people are that out of the loop that maybe it'll be on the market for 60 days and I'll be able to look.
I mean, it worked. They still got exactly what they wanted.
I don't know if I've told this story, but I had something similar when we bought our home. We've only bought one home. I'm not like you,
Well, look, I mean, hey,
setting out down the road seeing, hey, I like that color of house. Let's sell ours and buy one that color.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I have bought 2 houses.
Unbelievable. At your age, you're pretty much damaged goods.
That's right. 2.
Imagine if you had to re-enter the dating scene. One of the first questions they ask, how many homes have you bought? And you say, 2, and now I'm in an apartment.
More than 1.
Just recoils in disgust.
Uh-oh.
When we bought our home, and this was 2014, so not exactly the boom of the market that you see now. We sat down and we had an apartment lease that the complex was not going to let us break, right? I asked them, I said, hey, can we give you a flat rate? Because there's about 3 months or 4 months left.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I want to get out scot-free. I understand the paperwork we signed, but can I pay you for 2 months and you let us out, and then you can fill that apartment, and we'll be gone. You can refill it. You've made money. It's all fine. And they said no. So we had up to 90 days. So we requested, hey, longer the escrow, the possible of when this thing's good, because we're not in any rush. And they said, nope, max of 40 days, 45 days. Okay, they got a place to go. That's fine.
Yeah.
It is what it is. The apartment complex wouldn't let us out, so instead of paying the early penalty fee, I literally paid rent every month for a room that we didn't live in anymore. Mm-hmm. So we went to, this was about 3 days before we were supposed to close on our home, and keys were at possession, because that, maybe it is not the standard now, at least back then, 7 years ago, 8 years ago, it was, to where, hey, I'm buying this house.
Yeah. This house is mine.
I just signed paperwork for the biggest purchase I've ever made in my life. Mm-hmm. I want the keys to that.
Give me it.
Yeah. And we get a call from our agent saying, Hey, so the owners have a request. Okay, what is it?
Denied.
They want to know if they can stay in the house for a little while. And I said, fine, this is great because we have to pay for our apartment anyway.
Yeah.
We'll stay in the apartment for an extra 30 days. And I said, I'll let them. They can pay me the exact dollar amount that our mortgage will be.
Okay. So they're just essentially
they'll make my mortgage payment for that month.
They're paying your mortgage payment for 1 month.
And we will move the possession date to 30 days after what they initially intended. Okay, let me call them back. I'll get back to you. And she calls us back and they said that's not going to work. I said, well, what did they
counter with?
Yeah, what was their dollar amount? Like, is it close? Like, because when you sign the mortgage, you essentially get a month free. Right?
And this is hindsight corporate Kyle talking now.
Yeah.
Because you got that. I mean, if you could be a little bit more snooty, maybe move those glasses down to the end of your nose a bit.
People just don't understand how things work.
Well, I mean, are we talking real world here? You have to throw that in every now and then.
So when you sign your mortgage, and most people who've done this understand, if you sign those documents on like the 5th of January, you don't have to make a payment until March.
Yeah.
So you're getting a free month out of that just by and I don't know why that is per se. That's just the way it works. So for us, like any dollar amount that they're going to pay me is still a bonus dollar.
Sure.
Amount,
yeah.
Right?
You're essentially getting the house for, $1,000 less or whatever your mortgage payment is.
And so she tells me that they didn't want to pay anything. And I said, oh, so the purchase agreement we signed and they signed and everything that said they just don't want to move?
Yeah.
Like, what's the deal? And it was similar. Yeah, they didn't think the house would sell that fast. And so they don't have anything to move into, so they're going to have to take their 2 kids and they're going to have to move into her parents' house.
Oh, wow.
And I said, oh, boy.
Sounds like a place to live to me.
And I said to her, do they need the phone number for U-Haul? Because I don't care. So that made it extra awkward when our agent must have forgotten about that at closing and comes into our room and says, hey, I'd like to do this. You want to come next door and you can talk to the current owners and they can tell you any, weird things about the house or the neighbors or anything. I said, no, because they were mad enough about me that they changed it that they were going to take the washer and dryer with them that apparently they were bringing it to the in-laws' house because I didn't let them live there. Unbelievable. It's just so real estate is the weirdest thing ever.
Yeah.
The idea of, it's yours now, but you can't live there for 45 days.
Well, now that you're on the inside, now that you're a financier, you going to try and change the system from the inside?
Not a million years. It works the way it works, and house prices are higher than they've ever been. That'll benefit me when I inevitably sell in a few years. It'll help you when you inevitably sell. Yeah. Could be tomorrow. So we all know you're known for it. Upwards of 3 to 4 houses.
We're always looking. Always looking. Looking to get out.
I won't be disappointed if you move.
We're going to. I mean, it's going to happen.
It will make me laugh like I've never laughed in my life. All of the work you've done here, all of the work, this home couldn't be more different internally.
Yeah, it looks
from
completely
when you moved
different.
in.
Looks completely different.
Trees different. I mean, trees removed in the back.
Yeah.
A rotted shed taken away.
Gone.
Fence.
Gave it away. Gave it away on Marketplace. It's still one of my greatest accomplishments.
Let alone you walk inside. If you were to look at the pictures of this home when it was listed, compared to what it is now,
everything was gold and brown.
Unbelievable different. So I'm waiting that day when you tell me it's up for sale. Mm-hmm. We're moving to whatever it is. Will be. I don't know if I will laugh that hard in my life.
The only way that I am moving, there are a couple of those houses in the neighborhood where you see them and they're not for sale.
Yeah.
But you look at them and you're like, oh man, if that house were to go up for sale, like I love where we live now.
Yeah.
But there's the one house, especially, it's maybe 4 or 5 blocks from here that we love. Absolutely love it. It's got it's stupid how nice it is. So if it goes up for sale, we're not affording it.
Right.
But you just look at it
You're running numbers in your head, though, aren't you?
Yeah, of course.
You're like, well, we owe this, but it was on a 20-year.
Yeah, it looks great from the outside.
Yeah.
Looks beautiful from the front. The landscaping's perfect. You can tell that they really keep up with the house. It's got a nice like patio and an in-ground pool in the backyard, and then there's a little, kind of like a little, I guess, a pool house type thing where I'm sure all the filters and all the equipment for the pool is. Granted, I don't even want a pool. We've talked about this.
Mm-hmm.
I am not a pool guy.
Well, we're turning you into one.
Yeah, you're turning me into a pool guy. But then they just built this like little pole building out in the backyard that would be perfect for working on vehicles. It's got a nice the property is just perfect. It's backed up to a park. I think we're gonna buy it. I'm just gonna knock on the door.
Yeah, offer them a dollar amount. Your best hope at that point is kind of, I think, a retired couple, right? Wouldn't they be to where they'd be? Well, we're looking to downsize anyway, or whatever.
It doesn't strike me. I doubt that this is a retired couple. It looks too kept up. You know how normally you can look at a house from the outside and be like, old people live there,
yeah,
because you still see lace curtains in the windows,
yeah,
and this one it's too kept up for it to be an old couple, I think. But do you guys have that? Do you have that, like the house?
We have two.
Yeah.
We have two. One's in our neighborhood-ish. And fairness to that one, I don't know what it looks like inside or barely outside. We've walked past it. There was a home that 3 years ago or 2 years ago we really wanted.
Yeah.
And it was in a totally different neighborhood, probably 25 minutes away.
Okay.
But it was what Katie and I would refer to today, still, as our dream home. Had the things we talk about that we want. And
did it have anything like extravagant or ridiculous? Like, do you have anything on your list if you guys were looking to move?
Yeah.
Because the typical is 4-bedroom, 3-bath, whatever, an open kitchen. Is there anything weird that's on your list?
For me, and I don't know
like
if
it's got to have
weird.
an intercom system.
Oh, God. For me, it's not something I want. And I was actually just talking about buying homes and stuff with a friend yesterday.
Of course, because we're
old now.
Look, but you're also in the business.
Yeah. I mean, of course. But it's weird when you go out with friends in your early 20s. You're talking about, hey, see those babes, or like that waitress definitely wants my number, or of the sorts, right? Like that's the way you act when you're in your 20s. You're like, it's just a different environment. And yesterday we're swapping home ownership stories.
Yeah, well, now you're lusting over your friend's interest rate because he just refinanced.
Can you imagine missing out on the refi boon of 2020?
Oh, my God.
Unbelievable.
We refinanced,
of course you did, Steve. You're not an idiot.
No.
And we were just talking about that.
What are you at?
I'll say this. It's not 3.
We're below 3 as well.
A big deal.
You down to a 15-year?
Just the 20.
Us too. I wanted to go 15.
I wanted to go 15, but we're not, like, a little bit unlike you. I'm not denying the fact that we're moving.
So you guys are moving.
You're
definitely
we are
moving.
Not long for that house. I love that house. I love that house so much. I love going home to it, being in it for myself, Katie, Reed, 2 dogs.
Yeah. But you're looking to get out mainly because the neighbors are a little too nosy.
I don't care. I the neighbor situation I have now, I would prefer the same at the next home outside of me having to call the police on one of them. Just leave me alone.
Yeah.
I had a mini outburst yesterday on my way home from we were out and about, and the guy across the street everybody has this at the end of the driveway, right? In the winter, if you're in a snow state, that hill of snow. And it's the end of the driveway, so the snowplows would come through. You either shovel or snow blow, so there's an extra mound typically on the end by your mailbox.
Even if you snow blow, there's still like that 2-3 inches of ice at the bottom of the driveway.
So he had the hill kind of next to his mailbox, and he was out there, and a very nice day, taking that snow and shoveling it into his yard, spreading it.
I mean, at this point,
I had a meltdown. What are you doing?
At this point, I mean, it was like 65 degrees yesterday.
Yeah.
And it was supposed to rain overnight last night. At that point, if you hadn't gotten rid of it yet, it was going to be melted by this morning.
Yeah. Yeah. It wasn't. It made me so upset just because.
That's the uniqueness that is Kyle.
Yeah.
Because most people would look at that. Like if I had seen that,
Yeah.
if I looked outside and my neighbor was doing that, I'd probably say to Annette, I don't know why he's doing that. It's just going to melt. It's going to be melted tomorrow. And then it's out of my mind forever. But you have a physical reaction to it.
I have trained.
Your blood pressure, no doubt, goes up.
No doubt.
You sweat a little bit. You get irrationally angry.
I get loud, right?
So
my decibels go up.
Do you ever hit anything?
No, God, no.
No?
I'm past that stage.
Okay.
The only thing that's made me like hit in rage has been football, and that stopped 7-8 years ago when I realized, hey, football is stupid. Stop caring
now that
so
you're,
much.
by the way, happy birthday. Welcome to your
thank
early
you, Steve.
30s.
Can't be said enough. We are officially in the early 30s. I appreciate you mentioning that. You were very kind to send me the annual birthday text yesterday. Where
Has not changed in probably the 11 years that I've known you.
In hindsight, I could probably bring that to an attorney, because when you were my boss, sending me that text would probably be construed as some type of abuse of power,
some kind of violation.
Yeah. That yearly text, of course, you posted it last year on our social media, so you can go back and find that. Is happy birthday, you piece of shit.
Yep. Yeah, it's a tradition like no other.
So thank you very much. I didn't want to bring it up, but now that you kind of broke the seal on that, of my family members, you were the third brother to wish me happy birthday.
Oh boy, yeah, I know. It's funny because I thought about it early in the day, and then I thought, I gotta do that. Gotta send the old yearly text, and then for whatever reason I didn't. Wasn't really that important to me. Mm-hmm. Thought of it later in the evening. So what did I send it around 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock?
6:40. So my thank you to my true brothers, Brother Robert, Brother Mike, who were very attentive to my birthday.
Yeah.
And not only that, Brother Mike is not even home and like kind of in a normal routine to where he would have a reason to.
That's true.
Oh, I remember this, or I stumbled across it on Facebook. He is a busy father and husband in the heart of tourism, Orlando, Florida. Kissimmee, Florida.
I just laugh every time I see my brother. My brother is the least Disney kind of person.
Can we get him on? Should we do it next week? Because we're kind of up against it this week.
Could. I'm sure we could.
Unless we just want to blow the rest of the stuff we have out of the water today and get him on now. Or we could plan it for next week and get him on. He
is visiting the home of the mouse.
That's right. He has got the ears on his head.
Yeah.
He is running around all the parks of Disney World in Kissimmee, Florida.
Yeah.
So you and I have talked about this, maybe even on this podcast, about kind of planning that Disney trip for your family. When do you do it?
Yeah.
Do you do it and just forget about the dollar amount? Do you try to do it on a budget? So we have a bunch of questions for Brother Mike, and it's always an absolute joy just to get Brother Mike on the phone on this podcast. Everybody loves him.
I'm sure right now he is standing in line.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what, he's standing in line somewhere. It's just a matter of whether he's standing in line to pay way too much for a cheeseburger.
Yeah, I'm going to text him right now.
Standing in line to pay way too much for mouse ears. He's getting ready. I can guarantee that at this exact moment, he is getting ready to hand a credit card to someone.
Yeah, credit card or cash or
maybe, although Disney does those bracelets now where they just make it way too easy to be like, charge me. And they just scan it.
It's a whole environment down there. And I feel like your brother Mike has probably gone down there, and he's been there before though, right? Has he taken the family down there?
No.
Okay.
It's the first.
It's a shock because
my brother hasn't been to Disney World probably since we were at Disney World in, I think, 1984. A little bit has changed.
But it's such a weird environment. You see everybody with their personalized stroller cards. Mm-hmm. You see those wristbands. If you don't read blogs and books, essentially, about Disney World when you go down there, it is a huge shock to your system to even understand what you're seeing, the way people plan these trips and these visits to Disney World. So we'll get Brother Mike on next week. I have a text out to him right now.
Okay.
Are you currently standing in a line? Because I think you're probably right. It's kind of like football in that regard. There's those bursts of something, whether it be a ride or eating or doing or seeing a show, followed by long, long periods of waiting and nothingness.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the only advantage they have right now is it's still too early for spring break.
Yeah.
There's not really any holiday going on right now where a ton of people would be there. So maybe it's not the worst, but either way, you're there, so it is the worst.
Right. But to go back to your initial question, Steve, if the weird thing that I would want in a house at my age now.
What do you got? Like a
it's
sauna?
Not,
is that it?
It's a
Did
sauna.
I guess it? Really?
It's a sauna. Oh. And it's not like one of those that I don't need it. Those aren't common by, I would guess down here. No. What would you say? 1 out of 1,000 homes would probably have.
I know that you
sauna?
can get. There are certain showers that you can get where you can have it retrofitted where it's got like, the machine, the steam machine or whatever. But I want if I'm getting sauna, I feel like you're going to be on the same page. I want wooden. It's basically like a little shed that you go into in your basement. Mm-hmm. It's got the benches made out of wood, and you just sit there with your towel. Maybe it's got that big pile of rocks that every now and then you reach over, and you got the little wooden spoon. You pour water
on there. You want the OG.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't want an imitator with a gas propane tank that you're opening more.
No, that is...
You need the OG.
That's the poor man's shower.
Yep. That'll be on the poll as well. If you're getting a sauna, do you want the OG?
Yeah.
It's a sauna.
You know something? I got you covered. For just $2,200.
That's not that much.
A therapy lounge infrared sauna 3+ person. Facebook Marketplace. No, you want to jump up to $2,800? You get a glass door.
No. Glass door feels too modern for me. I want this thing built out of pressure treated cedar.
I think that
I think
you can do this. I think that you can do this. If this is your dream, we're going to make this a reality.
But do I just stick it in the backyard?
No. You put it in the basement.
Oh, that can't be. There's got to be some ventilation and some laws about that, right?
Well, I mean, you cut a hole in the side of the house and vent the thing right out. We can we could have you set up by next weekend.
It's sauna, and the other thing that I don't think I'd ever buy, but in the back of my head I kind of want is a hot tub.
Yeah, that's one of those things that everybody thinks that they want.
Yeah.
And everybody says the same thing, that they're great for the first 3 months you have them, and then you never use them again, and it is so much upkeep. I know somebody who would give you a hot tub, a listener to this podcast.
Wow, just giving it away.
Our good friend Leanne.
Just doesn't want it, get rid of it.
Leanne has been trying to give away a hot tub for... Let me send Leanne a message right now.
I would like to come out right now and tell you that I'm not interested.
I don't know. I don't think that is a smart thing to say.
At this point, I look at that. We have a large deck. You've seen it. It's kind of a wraparound deck.
It would be perfect for a hot tub.
Yeah. I need to rebuild it as the deck, some of it falls apart in front of my face. Mm-hmm. Maybe I could rebuild it to the point where I build it in. We build around the deck so we could drop the hot tub in.
Yeah, of course. We can do this.
So instead of having to climb up into the hot tub like a poor person, you step down into it. You know?
Yeah, that's much more fancy.
Built into the deck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then you just hope that lumber holds with the thousands of gallons of water and mechanics and electrical work in that hot tub so that it would never fall. Right.
Well, let's see if we can talk to Leanne.
Yeah. I'm going to come home one night this week or, come upstairs and there's going to be a big hot tub sitting on my driveway. And then just you standing out front with your arms wide huh? See?
Big bow on it.
Yeah, like a Lexus commercial, but this is a used hot tub that I don't want. Just unbelievable.
All right. Leanne said 1 second. She's currently at a wrestling tournament.
Oh, okay. They're about to say church. She's just about to
pick up.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Step outside. Jesus can wait. Give the pastor, whoever, reverend, give him the old timeout symbol. Can you give the pastor, reverend, a timeout symbol if you need a break?
Oh, I think so. Maybe we should put that on the poll.
Because I feel like that, he's there for the audience, not the other way around.
Yeah.
And by him just blasting through if you need to go to the bathroom, if you're having a kid outburst, I feel like that's rude.
Hello, Leanne.
Hello.
Hi, Leanne. How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good. So I'm here with my cohort, Kyle.
Hi.
Kyle's got a dream.
Nope.
Some would call it a big dream, but I think that this is a dream that we can make a reality right here.
Yeah.
Right now.
Oh.
On this
Okay.
podcast.
Yeah.
You have a hot tub that you're trying to get rid of, right?
I do.
What would be the low price that you'd be willing to offer that hot tub to Kyle for?
Oh, for Kyle, free.
Look at that. We did it.
That's the friends and family discount if I've ever heard one.
That is a good discount right there.
Leanne, I have to ask you
I
now.
know people think that I'm stupid because I paid a lot of money for it, Kyle, but
No.
You
We
can have
don't
it.
need to tell Kyle about the regrets that he will have after acquiring a hot tub.
No, that's the only question I have.
Wait a minute. I have a couple questions that will hopefully overshadow Kyle's questions.
Sure.
How many people can fit in this hot tub?
I think it's a 6-seater.
That's a big
Perfect.
hot tub.
Because Kyle does not have that many friends.
That's me laying down and having enough space. I love it.
Does it work? Is it mechanically sound?
It is.
Okay. Well, it sounds like we got a deal. We're going to swing out there and pick that thing up, right, Kyle?
I have to. I need to know why. What? Why do you now hate the hot tub?
I don't hate it. I love it, actually. But we just
Nothing
don't
wrong
use
then.
it enough.
So that's the idea. Is that you paid for it, you don't use it, so you're just giving it away. Was it too expensive to upkeep? Were you just tired of keeping it up?
No, I told Steve it actually is not that much to upkeep. I actually was surprised. The upkeep is not bad. I bought it from the owner of the house that I bought it, so it's not like I went out and,
Right. You didn't go to the hot
like,
tub warehouse.
Okay.
I didn't go to the hot tub warehouse and then decide 6 months later that I don't want it.
Sure.
Kyle, this seems like a great deal to me personally. I mean, free?
Yeah. No, I mean, free is a number. Your lack of did you think to yourself, hey, maybe let's just use it more. Like, we know we have this. Let's go out there 2-3 nights a week and have a drink. Or what was holding you back from using this hot tub?
2 or 3 nights a week and have a drink. Oh, I have a toddler, so
Yeah, I hear they love water. Splash around, splish splash.
they do.
They go to bed, right? I mean, mine does. They go to bed. You step outside. You act like, oh boy, another day in the books. Yada yada, and then you go glug glug to the hot tub.
Okay. I will say I did that for I think we did that for about a year.
Okay.
Like, and then it was just like, oh yeah, we'll go out there, and I paid to heat it for an entire winter, and I used it once. And that was when I decided that maybe I don't need a hot tub.
But see, the difference is you paid for it. Kyle would be getting this hot tub for free. Granted, there's going to be a little...
And that's kind of what I'm thinking, because Kyle, I got lights for it.
Oh, look at that, lights.
Oh, no, Leanne, I don't mean to be rude. This isn't a trailer park.
I'll tell you what.
I don't want lights hanging around my hot tub.
I'll tell you what. I'll get you one of those floating Bluetooth speakers.
Oh, look at that. Okay. Again, no thank you. Just the water being warm and bubbly is enough.
I'll even help facilitate getting it to your house.
From the town of...
Where do you live, Leanne?
I live in Grand Blanc.
Oh, that's just too bad. Just
It's right around the corner.
just 2 hours too far from where I'm
I
at.
don't know, Kyle. Like I said, it's free.
Yeah. If
right?
it's free, it's
And
for me.
Steve's driven farther for like a Jeep part.
That's true.
So listen, if Steve brings it back, I will find a spot for it on Steve's deck.
All right.
I tried to give it to Steve. He won't take it.
All right.
You don't think you and Annette would like a nice wind down at night?
we
go
don't
out
have.
there?
I don't think I have the hot tub desire like you do.
No, I mean, and again, this all started because my quote desire was me saying, if it were at a home I was looking to buy, it would be a kind of a that's interesting.
I think
addition.
Leanne, I'm going to work on this. That hot tub is going to be out of your yard by next week.
Oh, dang. Okay.
All right. Well, we appreciate you picking up. Sorry to call you 9 different times while you're at a wrestling tournament.
Yeah, next time answer.
I will.
Have a good day.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
They didn't sway me.
What?
It makes me.
You came to me. You came into this episode, and now this is before we started recording. Obviously, you said, "Hey,
can you get me on?
I'm hoping we can get a free hot tub."
Yeah.
And I fulfilled that wish.
I feel is that the prevailing hot tub mentality of hot tub owners? Is that seems to always happen, right? Pool people seem to stick around because the pool is much more multifunctional.
Right, yeah. You got kids. They can play in that for years and years and years.
And if you kind of neglect a pool, it's going to end up costing you money because things happen and go wrong with it. Whereas a hot tub, I feel like people get burned out on the hot tub.
Yeah.
Much quicker than the pool.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you know something? I'd be lying if I said I didn't look up how much those inflatable hot tubs were.
I looked, and I can say this with certainty, less than a month and a half ago at how much inflatable hot tubs were. Mm-hmm. Because that sounds nice, right?
Yeah. It's kind of the best of both worlds.
Like half the hassle because you just kind of deflate it when you know you're not going to, whether it be summertime, I'm not going to use it anymore.
Yeah.
And you stock it away somewhere.
How big are those things?
I mean, we could.
We got a little room.
I'm comfortable saying that one advertised as a 2-seater is not actually a 2-seater. Okay. Right? I would say that that's probably still meant like a solo. Like we would want to look for a 4-person for 2 people to fit comfortably in it.
We got an update.
We have a hot tub update?
We have a hot tub update from Leanne.
Okay. Just sounds like she's bringing it over.
Just 1 minute off the phone. She says, I'll even throw in the stairs and the chemicals.
Again, I mean, I'm building it into the deck here, so it's like...
That's right. We just need a saw.
Can I get stairs down?
We'll put it on some stilts underneath your deck.
That's right.
She's kind of convincing me.
What a nice surprise for Annette.
And that's always talked about how she wants to do an at-home water birth.
Yeah. Why wouldn't she want it comfortable for her in nice chemical-induced hot water?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure that they say that people shouldn't, like pregnant women should not.
Do they?
Use hot tubs.
Yeah, but, she's not going to be pregnant that long.
Yeah. That baby will be out just in time for
July.
The hot summer weather.
Nothing better than a July hot tub sit.
I feel like this episode has been... I mean, normally we're all over the place.
This is extra ramshackle today.
This is, well aware. But look at that. Look at that. She's throwing in those stairs.
Those are nice, too. I find it hard to, like, if it's sitting there, even if you're trying to give it away, it's so stunning to me that you're like, nah, I'm still just going to give it away.
Yeah. I kind of want
Is that where hot tubs are, though, that you literally can't give them away? Especially, like, one like that. Not ones where she's saying, well... neglected and hole in the wall.
Yeah.
And, like it's like in a nice good condition, Yeah. Oh, you texting Annette? You're going to say, hey, what would you think?
I'm texting Leanne back saying, I will broker this deal.
With somebody that I can guarantee you.
Look, if you're out there.
Will not be me. Because in 2 years, I'm not figuring out how to take this to my next house.
I'd need to see it. I'd need it to be a really nice looking hot tub. I'm sorry, but I'm not going to. I don't want someone else's garbage.
That's right.
I need to make sure.
We just talked about buying an inflatable one. We're now to the point where we need to deem if it's aesthetically pleasing enough to fit in my home.
Do you think, would it be all right to put a hot tub in your garage?
No. But I mean, at this point, you're already a driveway parker.
Yeah.
So what do you care?
Yeah, I don't care.
Right.
Just imagine the hot tub parties you could have if you were in the garage.
Yeah. That you realize this. And just think, I mean, a lot of people say, well, it's cold outside. You could lower your garage in the winter, like halfway, so you still get some ventilation.
Yeah.
But it's a little warmer. And you've got heat out there anyway. You turn the heater on, and so the top half of your body's nice and warm.
Yeah.
Steve, this is for you.
I think I'm coming around.
A few years away from a pool. We're adding the hot tub this year.
No, pool's still not happening. That would just be be irresponsible.
You know what? Evelyn is not that far away from school age where she's going to have all of her friends.
Oh, man.
Dad, will you take me to the beach? Dad, will you go to the lake? And then finally you say, you know what?
Why don't we bring the lake here?
Look at this big old backyard. Let's dig one in.
Kyle will be the coolest in the trailer park. I'm here to make those dreams a reality.
Oh, thank you very much,
All right.
Leanne. I
am very interested.
We'll think about it. We'll get back to you soon.
Should we get to my latest Marvel movie review?
Absolutely, Steve. Now, this is one that I had kind of warned you about coming up.
Yeah.
Saying this is regarded as the least intriguing. I was actually talking about this yesterday when I was out with a friend saying who was a huge comic book movie fan.
Yeah. Is that our friend, the Town Drunk?
No. It was my friend Nate, and I said, I don't think Thor: The Dark World is bad.
Okay.
But in comparison to the rest of the Marvel movies in the cinematic universe, it's the least enjoyable of them.
All right.
And I said, for you, I was extra concerned because you've expressed your dislike of the space-based, galaxy-driven comic book movies. They're harder to relate to. Obviously, you're talking about a Norse god living in Asgard.
Yeah.
Who has a, supernatural hammer.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Without further ado, I don't want to get any hints. Steve.
What year is this now?
Oh, I'm sorry. I have the document open. This is 2013.
Probably?
It is 13. Right. I didn't add the year. 2013's Thor: The Dark World. Steve, your official review of Thor: The Dark World.
This sucks already. All right. The ether is pretty important, so they bury it. Thor crushes a big rock guy at the Ren Fair. He's still hung up on Natalie Portman, though, but also Loki, he's in a dungeon. Skarsgård went streaking at Stonehenge. Bad luck for him. Natalie Portman got sucked into the Upside Down, and then the ether got her. Thor finds her and brings her to Asgard. That was kind of a surprise. I didn't think that those worlds could... I didn't think you could go that way. Yeah. All the prisoners are escaping. Some dude... Malachi? I don't know.
Malachi the Dark Elf.
He comes back for the ether, and then he kills Thor's mom. Bad move, dude. Bad move. They have a crazy space funeral for her where they send her down a... Oh, man. Okay.
I really thought that was the one.
Yeah. All right, so they have a space funeral for her, send her down the waterfall. Then Thor strikes a deal with Loki. Loki helps him get Jane out of Asgard, and he's a free man. We all know where this is going, though. We know what's going to happen. Loki double-crosses him. Psych! It was all a ruse. Loki plants a grenade on the monster and kills him, but he dies too. Loki, dead. Malachi is going to destroy all the worlds, and once the worlds are aligned in Greenwich, nope, not going to happen. A battle ensues, and they cut him into a bunch of pieces and spread those pieces in various other realms. Everyone is now safe. Loki turns down... Thor turns down the throne from Odin. Oh, damn. Odin was Loki the whole time, and that was Thor: The Dark World.
Okay. I don't think it's...
How'd I do?
I don't think it's pertinent for me to correct you because I don't know where I would start.
You're saying I got some stuff wrong?
No. God, no, Steve. I would never say Malekith.
Yeah, Malachi.
Skarsgård going streaking at Stonehenge.
Skarsgård, yeah.
Accurate.
Eric something?
Selvig. Eric Selvig.
Okay.
Dr. Selvig.
Yeah, Skarsgård.
Mm-hmm. Skarsgård. A lot of talk about the Bifrost. You skipped. That's how they got.
That's the
Jane Foster there.
That's like the Rainbow Road, right?
Yeah, it's accurate. Accurate way to the Rainbow Bridge.
Yeah,
that's how you can traverse realms.
And also, it's where you send Sparky when he dies. Kind of a dual purpose thing.
Again, this wasn't the highest regarded. I meant to ask you, I forgot to follow up with you. Have you been watching the post-credits scenes lately?
I have. Yeah.
Okay.
This one, real pain in the ass. 2 post-credit scenes.
Yep. Yeah,
That's
that'll
cool.
happen. That'll happen.
Like, just make the movie longer.
They really want people to see who like the key grip number 2 was.
I know.
Some notes about the post-credit scene that matter as they meet a new character called the Collector. They give him he already has the Tesseract. The Tesseract is in Asgard, so they're trying to give
the blue cube,
another stone, the Ether, to the Collector because they mention we can't have these two this close together.
It's like president and vice president. They can't be traveling at the same place at the same time.
I knew this was going to be a tough sell for you.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like that held true.
Yeah.
Nothing grab you? Is there anything that you thought, hey, that's neat or that's cool?
Well, do you want my official rating for it?
I mean, yeah. If you want to get to it, your official review of 2013's Thor: The Dark World.
I started off hating it, but it wasn't that bad.
Hey,
I think that, I think my major issue with the first Thor was the constant jumping back and forth between the realms.
Yeah, right.
I don't think I like seeing those things mix. But this one, there wasn't. I mean, there were a couple of Earth scenes, I guess. Mm-hmm. Like it started out on Earth, but for the most part, it was completely on Asgard, and then a place that looked like Anaheim, but it was like Vanaheim, I think.
Vanaheim, yeah.
I didn't mind it, which is again annoying because this is one of the ones like I seem to like all the ones that everyone else doesn't like.
You have seemed to enjoy the
and I'm being the contrarian, which I don't like. But I feel like I was able to follow this one a little bit better. It was a little more cut and dry.
You've rated Iron.
I am going. It hurts me to say it.
Sure.
But at the end, when Odin offers the throne to Thor, and then he turns it down because he's all love struck for Jane, then he walks away, and then Odin like vaporizes into Loki. It actually had me go, whoa, that's pretty cool. And I don't like Loki, but I feel like I might be coming around to him. Okay. Because you know that he's a bad guy. Mm-hmm. But then he does stuff like he helps Thor at the end. So you're like, wow, maybe he's a pretty decent dude after all.
Yeah.
And then he dies, or so you think. And you're like, Loki's not so bad. He was honorable in death. But he wasn't.
Right.
No, not at all. Yeah.
Which I wanted to ask you. Now, we talked about it last week.
By the way, I know that my reviews are the worst.
I wrote down on a card.
Okay.
1 week ago.
Oh, good.
What I thought your critique was going to be regarding Thor in general. One of them. The Thor series, I guess.
Okay.
Thor, the Thor world.
By the way, if my wife walks in, do not show her that card that you wrote it on because
we'll hide it. Steve, do you have a general, one overarching complaint about the Thor series and the characters involved so far?
I mean, up until this one, I generally do not like Loki. It's just all the stuff I've talked about. I don't like Loki as a character, and I don't like the traveling between the realms.
I thought your complaint would be that yet again, Loki was back to life, and then he died again, and then he was back to life again.
Yeah.
The trick at some point has to run its course.
Yeah, how many times are we going to do this?
Right.
Can he die? I mean, he can live for 5,000 years, right?
He fell into a space hole in the first one.
Yeah, the space hole, I thought for sure that had him.
Yeah. And then I forget. In the Avengers, he was just arrested.
Yeah, like...
But now Thor
What
2...
were they thinking was going to happen?
Yeah. Now Thor 2, he was dead, and now he's back to life again. It's the go-to.
Yeah.
Killed Loki, or did we? And then he's back.
So this just goes on forever, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I can't confirm or deny. And I won't do it.
All right. So, yeah, I was surprised that I enjoyed it. I didn't think that it was... Like, I'm not going to go back and watch it again, but I didn't... Maybe instead of saying I enjoyed it, I didn't dislike it as much as I thought I would.
Thor the Dark World isn't one you're going to go back and enjoy a second time by choice. So we are 8 movies in.
I can't believe I've watched 8 movies.
I know.
I'm so proud of myself.
Number
what do
9.
I have next?
Next week, you have the second solo entry for Captain America, the Winter Soldier.
Captain America, cameo in Thor the Dark World. Very short.
Yep.
Very short.
That was very good.
I liked that. I enjoyed that one scene.
Yep, where he kept turning into different characters.
Yeah, I mean, it makes it pretty difficult to get rid of him when he can just disguise himself as someone else. Mm-hmm. So, now don't answer if it's going to be any kind of a spoiler, but at the end, because you think that Loki dies, and then you find out that he's still alive. So at the end, when Odin is talking to Thor, does that mean that Odin is dead? Or is Loki just materializing as Odin? So Odin could be like at the buffet grabbing lunch.
Yeah, I don't think it's ruining anything for me to tell you that Odin is alive.
Okay.
Odin is alive.
Gotcha. So he doesn't have to... obviously he wouldn't have to kill that person in order to assume their identity, because he did that with Captain America.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. He can simply replicate and imitate that person. So, kind of embarrassing though for Thor, who realized Loki was doing that. I believe in Thor 1, or maybe it was the Avengers.
Yeah.
Caught him doing it and said no more lies. And then I believe Loki. It was in this movie where Loki removes the mirage of his jail cell, and he's destroyed it because he's upset.
Yep.
So Thor realizes it then, yet the idiot can't recognize his own father is Loki in this guy. Thor's an idiot.
Not a smart guy.
Thor.
Real dumb.
Idiot.
Real dumb.
Yep. A hunk of man meat.
Hunk of man meat. Oh, absolutely.
Dumber
Beautiful.
than
Beautiful
a box
man.
of rocks. Yeah, and that's, again,
beautiful man.
Next week when we have Annette on, our apologies, much like Matt Damon on Jimmy Kimmel, our apologies to Annette. We have run out of time again. We will get her on next week to get her thoughts on her observations regarding the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
She has seen many parts of many of these movies. I don't think she's seen a full one yet. Maybe this one, though. So it's Captain America.
The Winter Soldier.
The Winter Soldier. So it's going to be cold, huh?
Definitely what it's regarding.
Some snowballs, maybe? They're going to go sledding?
Captain America snowball fight. You got it.
Captain America, the Toboggan of Terror.
Captain America, Snow Day?
Captain America drives the plow.
Captain America, shovel in the driveway.
Followed up by Captain America, snowblower time.
Captain America, busybody dad. Bunch of polls at Steve and Kyle on Twitter. Please check them out. Next week, we're going to have to make some time, Steve, to also recap these polls. We're like a month behind.
Yeah, that's...
We'll have to get to that.
That's how we do it. All right, keep an eye out in the next couple of weeks to our social media for the Poll Badness 2022 edition.
It's here. Almost.
It is here. At Steve and Kyle, Facebook, Twitter, and also on Instagram. We will talk to you next week.